Hey everyone, back today, this time with a savory recipe. I'm going to be making a spinach and artichoke dip topped chicken breast. Let me grab a utensil. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is put a tiny bit of oil in our pan, as well as 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're gonna let this melt over medium. If I can get the paper off the butter. Alright. Next thing I need is 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Okay. We're going to let this heat up together. Alright, now I'm going to add 12 ounces of raw spinach. You might have to do it a little bit at a time as it cooks down to fit in your pan. I'm actually going to put the top on for a few seconds and let that cook down. Alright, so once your spinach has cooked down, you're going to take that and pour it into, I'm just going to pour it into this glass pie dish. Alright, then we're going to add a little more butter, 2 more tablespoons of butter, a little bit more oil, and our can of whole artichoke hearts. So this is 14 ounces. And I should have bought the chopped up ones, but I didn't. So these are what we have. So we're going to chop them up in the pan. We're just going to cook these till they get some color on them. Right, so I've taken my artichokes out and put them in the pan with my spinach. And now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of flour to the liquid left behind. And I'm going to switch to a whisk. I also turned my heat down to low. We're going to give this, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of oil. And you can add a little butter at this stage if you want to, but I think this is fine. Now, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. We'll give that a whisk. All right. Now I need to add my cream cheese. I have 1 block of cream cheese, which is 8 ounces. And I probably should have cut that into cubes so it would melt a little better, but we'll make it work. All right, now I'm gonna add just a smidgen. I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of water. You can use chicken broth if you'd like. Biggest thing here is just getting everything mixed together and melted. All right, and I'm gonna let that sit and melt for a minute. All right, so now that that has melted and is mixing together really well, I'm going to add 1/2 container or 2.5 ounces of feta, and then on top here is 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. And then I'm gonna add a nice pinch of black pepper and a tiny pinch of salt. And we'll whisk this all together. And now I'm turning my heat off. So all I'm doing here is melting everything together and making sure it's all mixed well. All right, I'm gonna switch back to my spatula and add back in my spinach and my artichokes. And my pan might be a little too small for this, but we're gonna try it. And then we just mix this up. And so at this point, you could put this in a baking dish and sprinkle some Parmesan and mozzarella on top and bake it in the oven for a few minutes and serve it with some wedges of pita bread and have spinach and artichoke dip. But I'm going to go a little bit further and put this on top of chicken. So get everything mixed well. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is pour this back into that pie pan I had. Alright, now I'm going to go rinse this pan out and be back with my chicken. Alright, so for this next part, I got a slightly larger pan. I have some peanut oil heating up in there. And I'm just going to drop in 4 thinly sliced chicken breasts. I'm going to let these 2 go first because they're a little thicker than the other. And I'm going to give them a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. And they should take probably around 3 minutes per side. I'm going to let them get a little head start and then we'll put these little ones in there. Alright, so here's the chicken after they have been fried off. Now I'm going to take some of my mixture and place it right on top. And you could butterfly these and put this mixture inside if you would rather. And that would be fine. I just like putting it on top better because I like thinner chicken. Oop, just made a mess. Alright, and now the extra that I have left, I will probably turn into dip tomorrow as a nice lunch. So, now what we're going to do is add a little bit of shredded mozzarella on top. And we'll let that melt and dinner will be ready.